9/11 is just a week and a day away. Jihadists would love another victory on our soil. Could it be homegrown here in the USA? If you think that's not a threat, think again. Here's a happy homegrown jihadist, Troy Castigar from Minnesota.
If you guys only knew how much fun we have over here, this is the real Disneyland.
Well, Troy died fighting for some Al-Qaeda types in Somalia in 2009. And how about these guys? Douglas MacArthur McCain and Abdirman Muhammad both just died fighting for ISIS in Syria. 3 filthy animals, 3 jihadists, all 3 Americans from Minnesota. In fact, McCain and Castigar were best friends at Robbinsdale Cooper High School in Minnesota. Mr. Muhammad, nothing to see there, right? Well, he worked at Delta Airlines at the Minneapolis airport, and he had security clearance. Now, okay, I'll bring it around, KG. Oh,
I mean, they're here. Is this getting anybody's attention at all? Bob? Come on.
No.
You don't care.
I do, of course I do.
My point is, this is real, Bob.
ourselves.
They don't sit there and go, yo, check me out over here, ready to go, jihad, get my jihad on. They get in place, they set it up, and they wait for it because they have the wherewithal, they have the focus. This is their life. They have no problem dying for the cause. It's about religion.
I don't disagree with you. That's what they would like to do. Whether they had the focus and the wherewithal is another question. We have invited so many Muslims into this country. We have done a very poor job of vetting these people as they come in. It is not at all surprising to me that there are a number of them that are very radical. And that they are here. That is our problem because of our immigration problem.
So why do you think that we don't have any kind of credible
Because I don't believe that there's a command structure here and ability to do that the way there was before.
These are 3 American high school people from Minnesota. 2 of them went to high school together. These are Americans. They're not foreigners who've come over.
I understand.
These are radicalized Americans. By the way, they fought and died for ISIS.
Yeah.
Would they be considered manageable?
No. I think that there were 3 all-American high school students who killed more children than any of them.
Manageable problems. Danny, if this is one town in one American state, I mean, it's got to be more.
Well, it probably is, and that's why I think that ever since the 9/11 Commission issued its first report, that their biggest concern is a homegrown threat. So possibly a lone wolf situation. That's one of the reasons that we have the intel programs that we have in order to try to coordinate, to try to find out if anybody inside the United States is talking to somebody outside. The Boston Marathon bombing is a great example.
Yeah.
I worry every day. I don't worry so much about the anniversary itself of 9/11 because I think that as soon as we worry about that date, then they might strike on the 12th. But it is good to be vigilant at all times, of course.
And Greg, you wonder why they went to Syria and wherever Castigar got killed. I can't remember where he got killed.
I don't think they're typical terrorists. I believe that they are a mob of organized spree killers employed by a master that gives them meaning. I don't think they're any different than people that go and shoot up schools. And we have to be very careful about romanticizing in the media the manic coverage of these spree killers. We have to treat them like the dirtbags they are. We've got 340 million people in this country, is that right? So this is why there are 4 things, maybe 3 things that are important. The Second Amendment. The citizen, the law-abiding citizen, must have the ability to protect himself in case something were to happen. I don't think you're ever going to see a radical takeover of the United States as long as there are wonderful, beautiful guns. Number 2, we need to enforce our borders so to make sure this stuff doesn't happen again. And we do need spy programs. We need strong intel, the NSA. We got to trust them. This is the haystack. These are the guys in the haystack.
All right, can we do this very quickly? Let me just play a clip. Former CIA operative Bob Baer. He says ISIS is already here in the U.S. Listen.
The people who collect tactical intelligence on the ground day to day, and this isn't Washington, but people collecting this stuff say they're here, ISIS is here, they're capable of striking, they don't know what their plans and intentions are. But it's a definite concern, and the people who do this for a living are very alarmed.
Bobby, you alarmed? Are you alarmed?
I know Bob Baer, and I wouldn't even begin to comment. It would be beneath
You
everybody
can't
here.
engage in just personal attacks.
It's not personal attacks. This is not based on fact. I want facts.
I know, but Bob, every
gotta have facts.
Bob, I just gave you 3
This guy said ISIS is here.
And he stopped. And Danny, your thoughts on whether Bob Baer is right? If we can't bury our we can't put our head in the sand and say they're not here.
No, of course not. And I think that what you're hearing from some of these anonymous sources or the intel community, I've seen this before. They start to reach out to a little bit because they are getting concerned that perhaps the United States is not taking this as seriously as they would like. It is very confusing when you hear messages like that, and then you hear the President of the United States say, well, look, the world's always been a messy place. We just know more about it now because of social media, kind of a shrug of a shoulder. And then on the one hand, then he's going to degrade it, and then he's going to destroy it, but he's going to manage it. There is reason for Americans to be confused.
I think what we really need, America has to take a page out of ISIS and start creating our own scary as hell propaganda. Why can't we go back to the way we did with Desert Storm, where we show these PowerPoint presentations of people getting annihilated?
Yep.
It's time for us. It's time
There's some of those on YouTube.
Yeah, it's time for the United States to go, okay, this is what happens when you do this. We destroy. The problem is these guys want to be martyred, so it's not a big deal.
That's like my underwear
take
bomber
them out.
video.
Yeah,
Remember?
Why don't we
idea?
accommodate them, Greg? I am so happy
The
to accommodate
72
them.
virgins
Sign
are
up.
waiting for you
Yeah,
guys.
line up.
No, I have a better idea. Remember, and we create a video that shows a mishap,
Oh yeah.
and that you
Don't
get to heaven and then you don't have your you know what.
That's two. You know what,
You know
Dana?
what? That's a little racy.
All right, we're going to leave it
But
there.
you know what, right?
I know.
Next on the 5, your midterm poll position up.